Everyone to join us, join our panel. We're going to start our next panel, Creative Women panel. And I do believe that in this panel, we have gathered all of the rock stars of Ukrainian businesses, as Lera Borodina likes to say. And it would have been very strange for me to start representing the women that everyone already knows. But the organizers told me that I should introduce you with them. So I think I will pass this function to each and every one of our girls on the panel. So I would like to ask them to do that in a slightly different way. So I would like to ask each and every of our panelists to recall one business or one situation in their business life that would describe you as a business lady, So, and I do believe that throughout this situation, it will be clear what you're doing. So can you please tell us what you're doing? Can you introduce yourself to the audience through one situation from your businesses? Who would like to start? Well, I can start, I guess. Okay, good. Can we have the mic on for Lilia? It's on? No? You know that the time is already ticking. That's it. So hi, everyone. My name is Lilia Litkovskaya, and of course, after Harry Korohovsky, you have to be very funny. You have to turn on all our humor sense. But I am the founder, creator. I don't know, for Litkovskaya brand. Maybe someone has heard about that. So basically, when it's always a pleasure to be here with the rock stars. You also believe that yourself to be a rock star as well. Thank you, Olga, for inviting us. So when you have asked this question, I have thought that basically what is this challenge, to define yourself in the fastest place. But, okay, I think that I can't say that this is the business situation, but basically that is the situation that I was responsible for all of the country in this case. So everyone is all asking me how I got to the official program of the Paris Fashion Week, how my brand got there. And I wanted to say that I was just going there to the Paris Fashion Federation. I've knocked on their door and I just said that, I want to be at the Fashion Week, at the Paris Fashion Week. And that's how it all happened. We started to work there. So yeah, you could do that? Yes. Well, it seems like yes, out of every country, everyone would like to be there. And there is thousands of people who would like to go there. So even like dozens of thousands, I think you could do that. Yes. Why did it work out for you? It worked out for me because I haven't been putting any kind of barriers for myself, and I've thought that why wouldn't I try that? And I will speak on Lilia's behalf because she's not from the creative world, she's a genius. And when I'm procuring the garments from Italy, and they tell me that we have two people coming from Ukraine, that you are the celebration and everything's around yourself and Lilia is a genius, and I said yes, she's a genius. So the genius should have all the doors open for them. And I'm really happy that I made this pass quite recently. I've also wanted to find the super talented designer while I was the student. I wanted to meet Lilia Litkovskaya. Right now, wherever I go, in Paris, at the fashion shows, in Italy, in the factories, they tell me Lilia is a genius. So yes, let's applause that. But yeah, we don't have the rock stars. We have geniuses here with us. Okay, Katya, if you're taking the mic already, what is the situation that describes you as the person of businesses? I will tell you that I've had a show yesterday, and everyone knows that when you're getting any kind of events prepared, it's not just the issue of the collection. It's about the people who will be participating in them. Thousands of guests, 150 people who are doing the main catwalk or working at the backstages. And you know how it works out on a daily basis. Katya, we will not have the shoes because the factory is burned down. I think that all of the shoes have burned down a day before the show. So basically they will be walking barefoot. But think of it, you have a still day left. The Olympic champion that has to be at the show. We had made this agreement and we wanted to have this dedication from the brand that she got this medal for Ukraine. That we've had this cape that was my creative element. She would be wearing the medal, wearing the cape. So that was how I wanted to highlight and describe that and to make this compliment as a designer to her. And she told me, I don't feel really good, so I'm not going to be participating in that. So the whole night you'll be going out, that you're going to have your models barefoot because there are problems with that. You wake up in the morning because there is a problems with the health of the people. You dreaming that everything is bad. Your child is sick. Problems in your personal life. So every 2 or 3 hours I'm facing this kind of situation, and it was for about the recent 5 days. And I've just understood that I have to hold on because it's definitely gonna happen. It's definitely gonna be cool. You're gonna do that because you're working with the best professionals in the world and you're a professional as well, and everything will work out. But this number of problems that are keep on coming on, this definitely making you stronger, Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm already taken by the train of thoughts. Okay, we have genius in our panel. We have Katya Silchenko that can resolve any kind of problems overnight. Okay, who wants to continue? Ira, okay, so hi everyone, because first of all, it's a pleasure for me to be among those ladies. I can't even say on this panel, but it's really a pleasure for me to be at this panel. So, Gary Karagotsky have already identified us. Okay, well, the girls, okay. So, but it's a pleasure for me that this kind of a big business forums, they invite creative women, unbelievable women, take them into attention. And if I can describe myself, how I can be characterized in businesses, that maybe some kind of task or something that has happened at what moment that cannot describe me as a woman who makes business. But if the moment when I identified it, I worked with the creative people. So if you don't know, hi, my name is Iryna, and I'm working with the most unbelievable creative people, with musicians, with artists, with advertising companies, with strategies. So basically we're developing in the really, really fast way. And I know that we're making business when I have understood that I can monetize creativity. When we have got our first money for the creative people, together with the creative people, when we have packed it all into the big system, when we have identified the business processes, and we have understood how to do that non-chaotically, how to earn it all together, so how to do that with the different types of income, then I have understood that the creativity can be monetized as well, and the creativity that you can make it as a good businesses overall, in a way that the creative industries are being developed right now, how important that is. And well, basically, the UN Assembly in 2021 has identified this year as the Creative Industries Year. There's a lot of attention, a lot of forums dedicated to that, and that's very cool, actually, because we are making incredible things out of nothing. Out of nothing is the creative people. Do I understand it right? No. I mean, like, you can make, if you can make a product from nothing, but I don't know what kind of creative people you have. We have very creative people and very talented people, all of us. But what I meant to say, that basically we're very ecological. We have thought as MOZGI group, we have created some product. So that's very cool and perspective, and I know that a lot of people care about that right now. So if we will keep on doing that and turning it into businesses on and on, I'm sure that there's a lot of good things that we're about to see. Great. Iryna Gorova knows how to monetize the talents. Good. A round of applause. Lera? Who would be next? Okay, I think that I would also agree to what Ira has said. Hi, my name is Lera Borodina, if someone don't know, and I'm talented, I guess. I'm making invisible visible. Invisible, it's about fantasies, because, I'm really lucky in my life. I really do the businesses that I'm really really driven by, and we have built a unique case for Ukraine, a unique case, and the businesses that I never thought about working on this also gives a good example of me. But I've had this opportunity here because, I am an opportunist in some way, but I've had this opportunity and I've had to open a beauty bar, and I thought like if I have to open that, I have to think of it. How can I make it so I would enjoy working on it? In 6 years, we have created 47 beauty bars in 11 countries all over the world, and we continue in broadening our geography. And right now, as in show businesses, that is for a lot of people who have never been working in show businesses and never have been working with creative people, it's hard to think of what is going on inside. There's a lot of tactical decisions are being made behind the curtains that influence a lot. The very same stories for us. I really love that combination. I really love this combination of nice, tender, and well-structured things. And what I'm just supporting Katya, and I'm also lost the thoughts in the end. So Lera Borodina makes invisible visible. Good. Lera Guzema. Hi everyone. Well, honestly, that's very, very cool because we have a chat for all of us, all of the people here on this stage, and was so happy when I have seen all of these incredible women in this chat all together, because I do believe that this is a super synergy. And personally, for me, I'm really lucky to be here today with you at this panel. For if you don't know, my name is Valeria, and I'm the creative director and the founder of Guzema Fine Jewelry. We have been 5 years old already, but this is a question with a trigger. How would I characterize myself through business? Because business for me is life, because my team is my second family. There, for example, 5 years ago I was asked, how do you see the development of your businesses? I think I would love, because I have started with a hobby. I can't say that I was really planning to make some kind of a big brand or big businesses. So I am not successful. I'm a happy person because I've turned my hobby into business. And so when people tell me that it's impossible because the work, it has to be very sad, you have to be going there every day and you should not enjoy it. So I do believe that I'm a good example of how you can enjoy what you're doing. And speaking about the stories that I can give, well, in 5 years of work, I've had thousands of stories. For example, I have been robbed twice, and like a year ago, our showroom has burned down. Now I'm speaking about that smiling, because basically we had a nice party when our showroom got burned, because we had a big party after that. And I believe that the best explanation for myself is that in every situation in my life, I believe that this is the coolest experience, that is the coolest case that I would put with a happy face into my portfolio and keep on moving further on, because I don't know what we were talking about. Okay, I think everyone loses the train of thought in the end. Okay, we got carried away. So Valeria Guzema, she enjoys whatever she does, and she has turned her hobby into business. I think that this is the best dream for every person, because to find the job that brings you joy and never to go to work but enjoy your life. Okay, good. We have a very interesting title of the panel: Creative Women, or it's about creative industries or about women, but let us talk about both. So I would like to start this conversation with creative industries. So whether it's relevant to use this term as creative industry, and what the creative industry is today. Who are there in those industries, like how the industries get the money, what is it about? Ira, would you like to start? Well, yes, thank you. Well, I believe that everyone should be in the same context, and we should understand that the creative industry at this very moment is a very important industry that includes around 12 sectors. We're speaking about the IT that is currently generating the very good revenues for all of the companies. We're speaking about the showbiz. We're speaking about the creativity, the film, scenography. So this is a huge industry that is very important. And that's something that I've said, that we create something from nothing, is that first of all, we started with an idea. We're starting with an idea, and then everyone are lighted up by this idea, and we're creating some kind of a big project. Why the creative industry is important? Because right now, no one is interested in mono product. Okay, no one is not interested in mono product. It's not perspective. When we have a collaboration between products, for example, the IT and showbiz, everyone knows this Travis Scott and Fortnite case that has had more than 10 millions of watches and views in a game. That is a collaboration we could never saw before. in this game, there is a meta universe. They have been presenting films in that. They have been presenting new artists. The albums have been presented there. So basically, this combination and creation of virtual people. Okay, this is the pandemic. Pandemic has caused us to the idea that basically the people go into online. That's it. But now we have the online education. So basically, at this moment, we have the new products and we live in the new world. So we have to use that. We have to use it well. So our company is currently working on those projects. That's basically it's not about the advertisement. It's about connecting the best way to find the best ways to earn money, and that will be collaborating in the framework of this creative industries. And I don't know whether you are aware of those cases, and I'm already speaking about the K-pop culture. That's a very interesting phenomenon that we have to use, that we have to analyze, because basically just one band, BTS, generates around 5 billion in the GDP of Korea. This is the GDP of Maldives, because everything has been connected to that, the subculture, the trends. So basically, they understood that the creative industries are very important. And we understand that's all being developed in the best way. Not only to work in the industry of show business or in IT, but to combine it. So I do think that they can build up something good. So okay, we build up that the creative industries, they are basically combining many ideas, and we can now just treat it as the showbiz. No, take a look at the big brands. They're using creative industries all the time. They're using the influencers that you cannot deal without. Creative artists, bloggers, influencers, or whoever they are, they're always using that. Just it's not interesting just to make a commercial campaign. No, there's a different approach to commercials. There's a collaboration between the influencers and the brands, the new products rising. So I do believe the world is impossible without that right now. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ira. I would like to pass the question to Lilia, because Lilia has been in the fashion industry for quite a long time. Can you tell us about how the fashion industry has transformed during this year? What were the changes, or it's just more or less the same in the fashion shows and the sales? I would like to add up to this creative industries moments and to what Iryna has said, that the creative industries, especially the creative industries of our country, they're building that, and they're not working it as the local story. I'm going to be speaking about from case of my industry, from the fashion industry, that our designers and our musicians and the filmmakers and the IT people, they're basically have already and this might be very, very hard for the states to avoid the fact of the existence of the industry. So they've avoided that before. Right now, the Minister of Culture, they're getting together the representatives of apparel industry, and we're considering these ideas. Like, I would like to say that Litkovskaya brand has been represented in the 15 countries all over the world, and we're doing everything. And so we're collaborating with the really nicely, broadly known retailers all over the world. And we're always saying that we're made in Ukraine. And I will get back to the beginning of my thought, that I would say that the creative industry, they're building the brand of the countries at the international platform. Because some of the brands, they're being represented, they're representing their collections at the New York Fashion Week. We are presenting at Paris Fashion Week, some other fashion weeks as well. And we're collaborating with international editions. We're collaborating with fashion brands all over the world. We had experience with Korean, with Japanese, with the American. Americans, with the cyber sports people as well. And you are broadening this space of opportunities when you can already express you not only your own personality but the country as well. How the industry has changed. And as Iryna has said, the industry has changed definitely. And right now, by collaborating with some other sectors, the sectors with the representatives of other industries that haven't been connected before, like, for example, collaborating as fashion with the cyber sports. I think everyone knows what Navy is. So you know that Navy is a Ukrainian cyber sports team. And we have collaborated with them. We have made the merch for them for one of the seasons and the uniform for them. They made 5 or 6 um, uh, remakes of this merch. That was something unexpected for me. But yes, and so there are other cases of collaboration. So, the fashion industry creates some different products. And basically, that has been all changed. A lot of things have changed, and a lot of things have got online. There's online buying, online retail, digital platforms, digital meetings, 3D clothes, the clothes for shootings. You can buy something for $30. You can go to a virtual party, and there's not going to be left out in your wardrobe. Yeah, there is a Ukrainian startup as well. Yes, Dasha Shapovalova has also started that. So yes, this is something good, and you can do that. Yeah, we can talk about that for ages. Yes, thank you. Katya, I have a question for you. From your point of view, what your business's influences at? So do you influence at something? So your businesses and creativity, they influence something, then what it is? Well, first of all, it influences the mood of women, the hormones found, because every day I'm having those messages that women believe that they feel very beautiful, that women are always like my clothes as weddings. By the way, about collaboration, I had a L'Oreal brand, and they've told me that we really want like you to be the official face at L'Oreal Ukraine. Like, are you sure? I know all of the stars. I can call whoever want. We will have make this we would like to make this things. And like they said, no, we would like to have the market. We really want to have a two-sided collaboration. We really would like you to give something to us as well. So that is why we are doing some merch at some time, so that I do as a designer with my creative parts. I am thinking about this, I'm offering them, and they say like, this is an ideal collaboration because it's not one-sided collaboration, because we are actually collaborating with one another, and there's a lot of ideas that you give to us, and we're really grateful for that, and we would like to continue our contract all together and to get you into more serious age when you're going to have these gray hairs coming on. And I know that when they like their character, they collaborate them for the long time. And it's not just about this brand. I've had this wedding stories. This spring, we've had this collaboration with the Luna brand. They have the wedding collection. And it was very cool because every morning, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you have that. A lot of brides who are saying that I'm so pretty because of this collaboration. Thank you very much for making my celebration good. So that is why I am working on. Because all of the other things, when I know that the collaboration has been built in the best way, that I, for example, have some revenues out of sales, I know that they have shops on the Fifth Avenue in New York, and they're selling a lot of things all over the world. But I know that I have had my creative there. I created them. I filled it with my energy, because that is important, because they really wanted me to be the role model. So that is something that I was talked about when we talked about it. I can see that. Do not bother. That will be cool. I know what is lacking. I know that we do not have dresses for the pregnant women. The time has changed. We should not try and decide that the child has been born at the 7th month of pregnancy. We can say that, yes, the child, we first got pregnant, and then due to the time of life, we've decided to get married officially. So yes, let us talk about that in our campaign as well. There have been a lot of things that I have thought about that, and we've got it to the brand. We've talked in Zoom. We have been talking about that directly. We have this shooting in New York, and now they say that we never had this effective sales. We're really happy. We feel like We feel like the work has been done properly, and the most important, this is the happy women. So you're influencers, woman, yeah, okay. And that is a great opportunity, the great thing from your side. You're taking clear services and making super creative products out of it. I have a question for you. In what way you do this? But how these creative approaches are the best of success for those businesses that you launch? Well, I had the best question. Thank you. Yeah, how it works. Okay. And how in this classical market to create something unusual? I do believe because basically I've got to entrepreneurship through communication. I have been in PR and marketing, and then I've started to go with a serial interpreter. So right now I believe that this is the easiest way to create something, to create a business that is different than others. There is a million of others. You have a market, let's put it this way. You have chosen something that is good for you, that you like. Around you, you can see the market. You have analyzed the market. You have analyzed all of that in details. You have seen what is good about from your colleagues on the market. What really distracts you or what you don't like as a client. It was I was okay. I'm the target audience of each and every one of my businesses. First of all, analytics. Providing the analytics from your colleagues on the market, the great understanding of your client, the real need, the deep need, the motives of your clients. Before you create some kind of prototype, you have to have some creative work in place that has to be supported by the creative work, by the way. It's a very simple tool that is called the antipode. Then on the left, you're writing all the things that you associate with coffee shops, I don't know, the beauty parlors, the beauty salons, everything that you can believe, like for example, the long waiting line, they do not answer the phone calls, all the same. Or I do remember before we had the G Bar open, I was the clients of different beauty salons. And for example, before some kind of shootings, they made the makeup for me, and the people made makeup for me. I've always was thinking about one thing. So this shooting would be there, and I'm going to go and wash my face because all the times I looked like a prostitute. I'm sorry for saying that, but that was something that was super uncomfortable for me because so you're writing all of those stereotypes that the specific market has in the specific region, in the specific city, because the coffee shops are different and the beauty business is different in US and in Germany and in Kiev. Those are very different businesses. And on the same piece of paper on the right, you make them this you're making what you want to do. You're not holding back your imagination. I don't know, a flying coffee shop, the hotel that changes its decoration every day. So you can turn all of the wildest dreams. For the people who like fantasizing, you can actually put everything that you have in your head, everything that you have in your head for your colleagues. That's it. There are a couple of other steps how you can work with that. That you are following, you're looking for some things how you combine your needs and desires and all the needs and pains of your clients. This is the answer to the first part of the question. What was the second part? I can't recall already. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so I think I will go to Lera Guzema then. Lera, in your you have very beautiful products, unbelievably beautiful products. Okay, if we will take your success as 100%, how much creativity have you got that? So you're successful because you have created this kind of a good product, or you have found a way to make people love your product? Well, the product today, it's not just enough for you to build your businesses on it fully. I do believe that the creative industry is that industry where you can build the super businesses with not a lot of investment and not a lot of money. Because when you have an idea, when you have the sense that it makes you different from all of the other people, then in this case, that is this grain that can then bring the whole garden for you. And at this moment, the creative industries, they, again, I'm going to give you this example. I'm only speaking from my side of the businesses. That's something that gives you the talent, to these youngsters. They give you the opportunity to self-actualize with any hopes. But because if I get back to my 10 years ago to my 20s, what I wanted to do. I thought that if I'll be working at the receptionist of kind of a hotel, it will be a super success for me. And then, seriously, and then I thought like, okay, if I will be as a manager who's going to be ruling all of the receptionists, that will be the greatest thing. That's a good thing that ever happens. Yes, but at that moment, I didn't had a clue, like what this small idea can do to you. Lera has taught in a really greatest way of how those ideas appear and how you can make difference of these ideas, how to find your audience, how to find the clients toward those ideas. Because some people, they don't really, it's not enough just to have this talent. To make the businesses, you have to keep on working and not to be afraid of making mistakes, not to be afraid of failing. Because I do believe that our future is about creativity. If you do not create, if you do not make mistakes, then you will not be able to move faster. So of course it's not enough just to have just one sole product. So the ideas, the creative component have helped me to do something that I have now. And by creating this collection, it's not just about collections that we create, it's about the sense, it's about the vision that then later on, with the help of my vision, with the help of the vision of that made by my team, with the help of all of our mind, is being packed into some kind of product, not just product, but product with a certain sense. Because, for example, the brand is basically the margin that you pay for the emotion, for the sense, but not for the product itself. So basically, that's it. That's it. Okay, okay. I wanted to have another example. I have launched a sport collaboration. How did I come that? My close friend that was wanted to launch her sports brand for quite a long period of time. She told me, "Yes, Katya, I've launched everything. Everything works, but I think that I don't like this creative. The magic doesn't happen." Um, they need this kind of window that I need to get that. So I've understood that you have to be there. I, cut out some kind of holes in myself. I went to the party and everyone said like, "Oh my God, what is that? I want that. I want this. I want these holes here at the sub." And they're like, "I want to have that as well." And I was wearing like high boots and leggings and I don't know, some kind of swimmer shoes. I've just got it all together. And I said like, "Okay, now so give me a week. I think I can see that. I see how you can earn some money." And I've made some samples, I've made some first samples, and I've told her, you'll see that. You'll see that a lot of a lot of sportswear, but we'll do it very special. I don't want the women, to get makeup and work going into the gym. Because, but let us do it for the body. But if they want some attention, let's not do it through the makeup. Let us do that for some other things. Let us give the body. We understood how the shooting will be. And she told me, "I've never earned $4,000 a day. I've given her as a present to this collaboration. I don't need any kind of interest of mine. I just want you to work on that. You really wanted to do that for the longest period of time." She really wanted to do that. I've told her that I can do that all together, but I've just felt this moment of creative. Okay, Katya, what is the most important, idea or implementation? Oh, that's a big pain, because we're going to tell how we fight with factories, how we find the craftsmanship, what are the things. No, I've given the credit of trust 4 months ago for one of the factories. They've told me, like, please help me to preserve the poem. Give me 20,000 euro and I will work faster. You'll have the best seams. You'll have the best coats up till the 1st of September. I do not have 20,000 of euro. I don't have coats. I'm just coming them, and I am the person. I'm a very responsible person. I'm the professional. I've saved your people. Why your people came to work and started to sew that school uniform. So implementation is a painful world, and we can talk about that a lot. But the magic of idea is first to start with. Why all of the people they are starting to say, "Oh, I really want to open a shop of Ukrainian designers and like to represent Lilia, you, other people." I see them, and I see that like how they create the space, how that, but it's already outdated. It's already back to the 2000s, and I understand that it's not creative. It's not aesthetically done in the right way, and I always feel pity that when everything is open, then sometime it's been closed down, because you always have to hire creative people close to you, and you have to pay lots of money to them, because if they are talented, really, they will help you to multiply your businesses. Cool. I will support what Katya says. That is a real good question. I know that's basically what is most important, the idea or realization. I know, but for I have been there for 10 years in entrepreneurship. The moment when the idea is cool but implementation is bad, then it doesn't work. Of course, at this moment I've also started with the idea first, but there is a moment around me, and I have been working on that for quite a long time, and I have been in the heart of the creative industries for quite a lot of time, and I've got to the entrepreneurship from the creative industries. I know a lot of talented, creative people, a lot of people, but due to the lack of understanding or lack of desire, due to understanding that you can build up your creativity, it's a skill. There are some people who are talented from nature, but there are some people who have become very competitive, who have become professional in creativity. There are a lot of people who are not really aware about the systematic approach to that, because come up with an idea, it's one thing, but to think about that, 3 steps forward, how this idea might work, how this idea might improve the business, improve the product, improve the project, that is important. So, just to be creative is not enough. So if the person has the talent to come up with an idea, and to have a talent to sell this idea to yourself, to get a clear understanding how this idea will work, what is the additional value that it will bring to you, what is the sense that it will bring to you, that is bingo. So if you have creative people, or if your kids are creative, so if they're please, it is important for you to combine the creativity with a systemic approach. I will support you as well, but I wanted to say as well that the idea belongs to the person who implemented it. So we have a lot of people who have ideas, but the implemented projects are not that much, because basically this idea can be implemented in a different way. You can turn it into figures and you can monetize it later on. Ira, I had another questions to you. How long can you wait for the idea to work? How many time do you give to your ideas to work? A year, 2, 3, or is that a very short time span? Right now, or we're getting into starting work on other? Well, I don't wait. I don't wait. All of the girls here, they're very creative. They create something on their own. They're creating products. They have an idea. They implement the idea. They create the project. They dream about it. I am the person who works with creative people. I see those ideas. I see those ideas that flying above their heads. I'm taking those ideas that can be established as a process, and I implement that. So if, for example, the idea has just been created, but it's not been implemented yet, and it's not have turned into a certain concept, this is just the air flying around. But if the idea is clearly structured, if you can see that already, and if you have been developing this idea with a creative person, that's already something that can be packed, that can be solved, that can be implemented, that can be filmed. It depends on what are businesses that we're talking about. So just decide that I am waiting for the ideas to be created. No, I am using the ideas to show them to the world, to show it to the world, to work with those creative people in a way so that they will feel themselves actualized, and they would do the creativity for them not to be included into those business processes and figures. The creative people, they have to create. They have to be flying around. They need some time to think, to reflect, I don't know, to communicate with the universe, to set out this sensitivity. But I am a cool manager, just to get back to what we are with. I am an integrator. I see one idea, second idea, I can combine them. I know how to calculate the financial business model. I know how to make sure that the creativity that is being born somewhere, I don't know, on the bench, on the playground, with just a piece of paper, how it can be packed in a different way so that a lot of people would see that. We had around 20 million of subscribers, 150 billion views. And this is the currency that we see, that we track, understanding that we're really successful. So, I have this opportunity to take a look from outside, the people who are smiling, whose eyes are being bright, If you know how to catch this, if you know how to see that, then this is the best connect that you can have. Okay, I had a question to Lera. Yes, I just wanted to add up to that because basically we have to have a clearer understanding that here at this panel, again, at this stage, at this panel, we do not have just creative women. There are the creative women, they're business women. Because basically that is a very wrong picture that a lot of people see right now in the Instagram and the social media, when people believe like we're doing nothing, we're just creating something, we're just thinking of something unbelievable and special. But yes, there has been a lot of tremendous work behind that, and I'm speaking on that as well. I know that the girls have said the same. Every time when we meet, we discuss it. The first thing that we're discussing is the business processes, production, how much problems we have, financial part. So basically, there is a colossal part of work because right now we have around 50 people working, and that takes a lot. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of time from me, and sometimes I don't have and I don't have this time for creating collections. So that is why I'm always signing up as founder and creative director of Guzema Fine Jewelry. That's not like that because I control all of the processes, but I really want to be that. I want my business to work in the way, so I would only create, and all of the other things would be done by the operational team that is not going to consume me and not going to tell me about these processes. How the international brands work, all of the brands, whatever brands, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they have a creative director, they have a designer who has his name or her name as well, but they're not engaged into production or business processes. Yes, but sometimes their Gucci is Gucci, Celine is Celine, but the creative director with their even own name. But that is why how it works. That's how it works, is separated. Because if it's Guzema, and Guzema the one that lives right now, so yes, Lera, you have to work that, for example, then in your house, in House of Guzema, you will have a creative director with a different name, and the brand would work. Because you say, unfortunately, but I would say that fortunately, because basically what you're doing, you are working on this craftsmanship, on this on the mastership, and you do how you want to work due to your uniqueness. None of people who work in the production lines, they will not going to do the way you feel it, the way you do it, the way you want to do that. No one is going to be going to doing this seams and lines. Yeah, but she said that she wants to be the creative director, but not the operational manager. Yes, but then maybe the brand will not exist. Yeah, we will get to the moment when we will all start talking in the same time. We're always close to that. No, this wanted to emphasize in this case that when the creators, there is an ideal component when the creator creates and some other person is packing that all together, because then the creativity is even better. But if she will not think about that specific string, then no one will do that. But that's about creativity. Packing it is about creativity as well. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. This external thing is creativity as well, but financial investment. Yeah, but it's also creative as well. Let's do that well. Yes, but let us do it. Okay, I'll get you to the coffee and you'll discuss it all together. You can't talk directly to one another with a living moderator. I'm still alive, I'm still sitting here, and I'm still having the word to say. That's not all yet, so we have a Telegram bot working, so you can post your questions. I don't know if I will read them, but you can try to do that. I'm reading it, so it's a bonus of that. I read your questions, so you can keep on sending your questions, and I will then do everything from my side. Lilia will not give the word to Ms. Guzema. Let her smile. Yes, I just wanted to anyone to end, but no, you're sitting in a panel with 5 women. You cannot be silent here. Okay, Lilia, how do you measure your success? Your successes, your KPIs are sales and money, or your KPIs are basically the acknowledgement, the shining eyes of your clients? What is that? A good question. A good question. I like questions that I can think about. the success for me is about idea or in the implementation. But how do you measure success? So did you have the money, you've earned some money, you've liked it, and you said that, yeah, that's cool, that has been a successful career. Yeah, you had zero, but you love this collection so much, and you said, like, I don't care about money, I'm very successful, I created a collection, a great collection. What is the KPI, the best collection for you? Well, the fashion industry, it works on seasons. So if you have made something half a year ago, or if you have sort of something half a year ago, or it might it might work out in half a year or in a year. So, or you can get in trends, or for example, we have had this idea when we have been presenting the new collection, and we have presented the embassy of Ukraine in Paris, and have never had so many guests coming on as that they've had at that moment. What we had then, there was one story. If you will consider this collection and this story and where Ukraine was located at this moment, I've had a lot of things to say about Ukraine through the modern point of view. Out of Ukraine, we've made a Ukrainian moment with the vintage things, and I have made a suit which was an homage to Chanel suit. And I thought that it wasn't a nice idea, let it be. No one cares about that, but I like it. But the idea was so good that it turned out to be a very big line right now. A big line that we have been collaborating with Lenovo, and we have talked about protecting the environment with that as well. Just to make it brief, we are now recycling the leftovers of the production line of the garments. We're now collaborating with big enterprises as well. We are sorting their leftovers. Sorting out their leftovers. So how do we sort it? Based on some certain categories: cotton, silk, or colors, white or black. We have 6 villages that are making those rugs for us. And if I was joking about that, but if you have the button phone and you can call this person, or you know, they will answer you and they will, I don't know, come and say that that your rug is ready and someone will get it to Nova Poshta, then that's good. Okay, so basically that's how we work with those rugs. And the industry has really strict deadlines, and if you're not meeting the deadlines, it means that you are, well, okay, getting back to this question of success or not success, you cannot even now measure it. But basically, okay, how to meet the deadline? I lost the track again. I've lost the track again, and I've got there's a lot of things that I wanted to say. Success is about when you believe, and you believe it's okay, and you will have it. That will definitely get back to you if you like it, if you're really sincere about that, and if you're doing something in the best way, then everything is going to work out. Okay, I would like to talk to you about the personal brands, because frequently when we are having that in our mentor sessions, when we are making this explanation, when we're making this example for Lera Borodina or Lera Guzema, and they say like, oh, it's Borodina, or it's Guzema, why are you giving me them as an example? We are here who have their own personal brand, but I would like to ask you for a very brief comment, and we'd like to have 13 minutes, and we have a lot of questions. What is first, successful business and as a result, good personal brand, or good personal brand and then building up your businesses? Let us do it like this, okay? Well, I believe that I do not believe at all in that kind of a formula when you spend some time to build up your personal brand and then, based on that, you're building something more. I do believe that the good, strong, not some kind of produced, and we were speaking about the same language with Ira because we have musicians around us who have been from the very beginning, the talented, and the producers, they help them to open up, they help them to be in the right place in the right time, and there's augment them with a creative function that the other people do not have. And the other thing is when the personal brand has been fully produced and on the base of that you're launching some certain products. I don't believe that. I believe that the strong personal brand, it has to be done in the same time when you're building the strong brand for the company, for the businesses. And you've told me as an example, you've called me as an example, but I wanted to say that throughout these 8 years, there was not a single day, not a single meeting that was dedicated to my personal brand. Not for me with my team or me with myself. There was some active, I don't know, some equity that I've had, all the equity that I've had right now. This is the story that has been built on my basis of my engagement and my fascination by business projects. And I can say that among those people here sitting at the stage, it all worked out the same. The most important thing to find something that drives you, something that is really engages you, something that works for you. Get inside of it and not to be afraid to express yourself in that. Talk about that. Go through networking, work on that. So when you have the symbiosis working on, there's a lot of people who deal with businesses, but they're afraid of talking about that publicly. But they're afraid of getting their fails discussed publicly. You shouldn't be afraid about that because you have to. You have to be not that afraid about that. Maybe someone would like to answer that. Yes, I'm sorry for answering on everyone's behalf, but yes, I will be very brief on that because it worked out for me that I've had my business first of all, and then I've become this personal brand and the face of brand later. But it all have started that I didn't have money for the model, so that is why we started to make the photos of the jewels on me, and that lasted for some period. It turned out that my face has become familiar for the people. I have become the face of the brand and the name of the brand. So there's pro and cons to that. The pros, because I'm the face of the brand, and for example, when the personal brand is being developed, then the jewelry brand is being developed as well. But there is a moment that I haven't thought when I've launched the brand. So if you're right now at this stage of launching some kind of product, think about that, because now I understand how much I am personally attached to this business. If I would like to sell this business or brand, that will be very problematic because I don't think that they were going to buy not just the brand but me as well. So you can be the creative director for Guzema Jewelry. Yes, yes. So you can be the creative director with your own brand. That's very creative, I would say. Well, yeah, well, that would be really harsh. You see, we're all already got used to those problems and the operational parts. But okay, what I wanted to say that right now, now I have the jewelry brand and my personal brand. I have turned this brand into yet another project. I have launched a charitable foundation, and everything that I earn in my personal brand, all of advertisement that we do, everything that is connected to me personally, I take it to the charitable foundation, and that is basically as one of the additional businesses that I have, so it works as well. Okay, Ira? Yes, I would like to say that right now it's very fashionable, and right now people are creating their personal brands. They go to perform, to tell something about that. But I believe that your personal brand has to be built when you have already done something, and there's some things that you would like to share, and there's a lot of things that you can approve. That's something that you have created, but not just read a book and decided to teach other people, and you're building your personal brand on that. The next thing, and not all of the businesses need the personal brands and person that is always the face of it, like Lera is a good example of it. But there's different ways of how you can do that. There is the connection to that. If you believe that at some point of time I'm going to sell the brand, there might be some questions rising. Sometimes we have those businesses when it's better not to talk about yourself and just to be somewhere behind. For example, speaking on my case, we have been in our company building up the brands of our artists for quite a long time. The countries know them, not just if our country knows them. But when we've had this time, not only for the show businesses, but for businesses, we've had this need and desire to build up my personal brand as well for me to build up into this direction that we're going to. We have to ask this question, why? You want to be popular or you want to perform on the stage, that's one thing, but to have the strategy of how you're doing, where you're doing, where you're going to, and why this brand is needed for me right now, that is an important question overall. So I support personal brand when it's organic, when it's needed, and when it's being built on those businesses that you have actually created. And you know how to work with it. Okay, thank you. We have some questions from the room, so I will have just one question out of 25. The question was to Lilia. So, what are the trends of the fashion, business fashion next year, and what are you going to wear to the call forums and meetings in the offices? Thank you for the question. If Katya would like to add up to that, so please, yes. Well, I would like to say that trend is one thing, but the other trend that is about your own personal values. And I think, yes, I think you should follow. Okay, not I think, but you should follow your personal values and desire. You should think how the external shell fortifies, empower your inner strengths, and to take this conscious confidence with you to any kind of business forums or summits or whatever. And one thing that I wanted to add as well, today as our this Creative Women panel, we all have the blue-eyed women. That's the thing that I have seen right now, except for Olga, who she's independent, chain. She has a slight pigment in her blue eyes. So yeah, this is the creativity. This is the creativity. It's a trend as well. The trend for the blue eyes. So all of the trends that are inside of us, we're building the trends on our own. So yeah, this is how the brands are being created. Yes, I would sign up to all of that. I didn't know that when you are going to you're going to say that there has a lot of questions about that trends, and I've said, guys, but you're asking me a question, but you're an old people. The world is changing. Create yourself, because basically Woody Allen is trend as well, and his glasses are trend as well. I don't think he actually thought about that for quite a long time. He just got himself going on, and he has created a story around himself with the help of his creativity. What is in his head, how he makes it, and we see his films and say how cool he is, and when you meet the person dressed like that and you say he's so stylish as Woody Allen is. So I'm always trying to say that people, they should not, for example, wear the bow tag a green or whatever there is on Instagram. Find something that will fit yourself. When you find this good thing and you know how to reflect it, then you will have much more attention. People would like to know what is inside, because you have had a very nice, interesting combination. Or, for example, you're doing a total black all the time, and it's a magic as well, and it's very stylish as well. So, not following those things, they disappear so fast. And, the trendy people, they disappear so fast as the Instagram feed. I do believe that with every next year of your life, you have to go in depth and explain what you are. Like, for example, I'm different. I'm going to be half naked in the many bikini, or for example, I'm going to be in a suit from a new collection that makes me comfortable. That's all the same, and I'm going to be sharing the information with everyone else. Okay, we have 4.5 minutes. I have a very brief blitz question. I'm going to give you 2 questions. I'm just going 2 words, and I would like to ask you to choose the words that fits you best. Then just in 1 sentence to comment on your choice. Lera, let's start with you. Clients or fans? Clients. Why not? Well, no, just not in one word, but okay. We said answering fast. Okay. Well, fans or clients? The fans, they can be very specific people. Being fanatically. Being fanatic, so it's not if you're speaking about the live class. No, I'm speaking about the fanatical fans, fanatics. I really like adequacy, so let it be clients. I really like adequacy among people, so I would choose clients in this case. Okay, Ira, dictatorship or democracy? Democracy. Why? Well, because dictatorship is just the rule of one strong leader, the one that actually doesn't take anyone else, and in company. In our case, it's democracy, because just the diversity, just freedom, and that is trend right now. So only in diversity and freedom, you'll get the clear ideas that comes from your heart, but not like you've said it. Okay, so I for democracy. Okay, Lera, success or happiness? Happiness. Why? That's a silly question. Happiness, of course, because success is being unhappy. I mean, like, no. Okay, success is not equals happiness. You can be successful and unhappy. Yes. Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure because happiness is something inside of you. And I have been talking about that with my presentations and in my presentation that concern happiness. Happiness is something that is inside and somehow something that you feel yourself on. And trends are important, but it's important not to betray yourself. So if you have no clear understanding what you are about, what you have inside, if you will not find the ways how you feel yourself, if you will not understand what it is that you like to do, what do you like, what do you enjoy, then how will you become happy? What will you like? So it's not about, so happiness, yes, it's not about money, not about acknowledgement. So it will not get you that good things and you will never be happy. Okay, Lilia, so the form or the essence? The essence, the content, yes. Why? Should I explain why? Because the content, the essence, it builds up the shape, it creates the forms. If there's nothing inside, then everything will fall apart. Okay, cool. Katya, to create something immortal or to resurrect something legendary? Well, I believe still that to create. To create. You don't believe the legendary? No, no, I do believe, but I really want to create something new. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We've had a great hour here at this panel with 5 incredible women, the 5 rock star of Ukrainian creative businesses. We have talked here about the creative industries, that it's a very broad notion today. We have discussed the idea that the creative industries right now, they are at the intersection of many different industries. We have talked about the importance of collaboration. We have spoken about bravery, we have spoken about courage, we have spoken of what is first, idea or the implementation, what is the basis for success. We have spoken about systematic approach, and we have spoken of the need to get your ideas implemented to the final victory. And we have said that the ideas and the world belong to the people who can get their ideas fully implemented. We have discussed that what is the first thing, the business or the personal brand, and we have understood that the personal brand does not exist without the businesses, but businesses are still the first framework for us to build up the personal brand. We've asked people not to be ashamed of talking about their businesses and telling people what do you do. And we have got up to the conclusions that the clients win in a democratic, happy country when it is the most important thing for the consent, and we all want to create something absolutely new and hopefully immortal. So yes, we have used our time fully. Thank you very much for staying with us in this incredibly cold environment. Thank you.